So, what's going on here?
Well, as everyone out there knows, I've had 2 flat back tires on this tractor. And when you know it, the first one happened just after I get the tire chains on. Now, of course, I've had to take the tire chains off to get that other repair done, which you saw last week. Or the week before, I can't remember. But anyway, it's time to get the chain back on. So I thought you might like to see that. You lay it down on the ground. These things weigh a ton. Tractor tire chains are really heavy.
How much would this one weigh? Over 100 pounds.
Oh yeah. So you lay it down. There is a top and a bottom. I got the kind of chains that have these extra digging spike things.
And they make a huge difference too, as someone who's driven
Well,
the tractor. I mean, completely useless in snow without these.
Yeah, you can't blow snow at all with it. So the spikes have to face down. And I've got it lined up as well as I can with the tire. And I'm just going to back it up in the middle. And then we bring the chain up around and we do it up. It's something of a struggle, especially to get the slack out of it. But I have a little trick to show you. If you've got tire chains in your life on a tractor, then you're going to want to use this trick because it works really well for tightening things up. I'm going to get on here and back it up and start the wrestling match. Pretty centered. I've got to lift both sides up and get them connected.
Well, that sounds like an easy job. I'll just strenuously run the camera here.
Great. This is where a helping hand would help.
Maybe I can help you one-handed a little bit. Hold it up here or something.
Yeah.
Just hold this. Maybe.
Okay. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. It seems impossible to just put this sort of thing on because it doesn't seem like there's enough slack at first. But there's actually tons of slack. It's kind of a lever thing here that does the first part of the job. Okay, now that's too slack, but at least it's not going to fall off. That's not going to make it. Come around here and hold this here. I have to go get some wrenches because in addition to these lever things, there's this link that needs to connect up with the other side. 2 of them actually. So I'm just going to go and get some tools to loosen that off. Okay, we got this second lever thing on. The trick with this is to get it on and then to drive it a little bit, and as it's rolling slowly, you work the slack out of it because basically we've got to have this lever here. That's where it needs to go. We can't do that now, but we'll get there. This is why they invented 4-wheel drive tractors. Because with a 4-wheel drive tractor, you don't need any of this malarkey.
There's going to be some guy in the comments. For heaven's sake, just get a 4-wheel drive tractor.
Okay, for heaven's sake, just write me a check for $50,000. I'll be happy to get a 4-wheel drive tractor. For heaven's sake.
I mean, he offered, so it's the least he can do, really.
So when this tire blew, I wanted to drop the chain right away because with a flat tire, I couldn't drive it. The chain was hitting the fender, and with all my other work, I didn't think to get the chain, so it got buried in snow. So I had to do a little rooting around to find it. But here we go. So you see what's going on here? This chain fastens to the outside one. There's a spare, an empty link, and then another piece. And that's essentially what we want to reproduce here. On this side, and then also on the other side. So you see we got an empty link, and then this, and then that.
This will be just in the nick of time. We're badly in need of a blowout.
Yeah. Well, we've gotten a fair amount of snow in the last few days. Funny, some winters, there's no snow to speak of. And then other winters we get tons. I think the the winter where we had the least snow, I think it would have been 92 or 3. Only had to blow the driveway out twice. The most we've ever blown it out is about 20 times in one season, so it varies quite a bit. There's a lot of old stories around on the island that have been published in magazines and books and things about years ago. And there were years in the 1890s when they got 0 snow. Nowadays, people would be all up in arms, climate change, woo, woo, woo. But I think the climate is a lot more variable than most people think, especially when you go back in time and you read the pioneer accounts. You know, imagine a whole winter, no snow. Just some cold weather.
Seems pretty great, actually. Bring on a brown Christmas, I say.
Oh, I kind of like the struggle.
Yeah,
So,
no, I do too.
What do we do here? Do we need to roll it forward, or can we gain some tension?
I think we can gain some. There's a loose, saggy bit hanging here that we could pull up. At least it's not too cold today.
No.
About -2 at the moment, I
Could
think.
be worse. It's minus 25 there a few nights ago. When I first got these changed, I don't know how long ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I was driving down the road and one of these things got bent. It used to be open right here. I lost this, so I've spot welded it. I haven't had any more trouble. Just can't quite get that.
If only you'd done more Pilates, you would have been fine right now.
Pilates. That's that urban, those urban yuppie sort of things, right? Pilates. I'm gonna roll this baby a little more. We can get at this side better too. If I drive it a bit, we'll be able to pull some slack out of it.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. Nice warm, dry seat there, I'm sure. Maybe a little more. So this is that wire trick you were telling us about before, right?
Yeah, this is a medium thickness of electric fence wire. I'm putting it through a loop in the center of every one of these things. So this one, this one, this one. Bringing it all around. That's not going to do a whole lot of good on its own, but I'm going to put an electric fence tensioner on it. And that will let me put in a lot of tension and draw it tight. It's the best option I've seen for this. There are sort of rubber bungee cord things you can get for this, but they never last more than a couple of years before they crack and break. I explained this before briefly, but I thought you might like to see it. The tensioner's got a slot in the back. You put the wires in, and then it's got a recess for a 1/2-inch socket. So you tighten it up.
Your own design too. Pretty ingenious.
Well, this isn't my own design.
No, but
this
the-
is
the-
my
the-
own idea
yeah,
to
the
use it this way.
concept of-
Yeah.
This form of tractor chain tensioner.
Hey, maybe other guys do this. I don't know. I've never seen it.
Tension is building.
Tension is building. Yeah. I'm going to do it up fairly snug, but it's going to loosen off a lot when I start driving, and then I'll tighten it up again. Maybe I can gain a little bit of tension on the other side too.
You can see the chains pulling down.
Goes in the back to lock it. There. So, pretty tight. I know it's going to get loose again when I start to use it, but we'll tighten it up a second time after a little bit of snow blowing. And then we'll be all set till our tire blows again.
So, see you next week, in other words.
Thanks very much again for watching this week. Subscribe, like, hit the notifications bell so you see when new videos come out, and check out my website in the description box. You can sign up for my newsletter there. Almost 30,000 people get it every week, and they love it.